From an undisclosed location in North America, you are watching Card to Card. And in this episode of Card to Card, we're going to be talking about something really interesting, I think. The Wallowa Lake Crustacean. And you might look at this card. This is a card from the Nightfall First Edition set. Artwork here by Chris Campman. And really cool. You see a gigantic crab here, and there's a guy standing there. So, and it's by a lake. So this is the cryptid here, and yes, it's a Wallowa Lake Crustacean, and you might wonder what in the world does that mean. Well, first of all, Wallowa Lake is in Oregon, near La Grange, Oregon, and these were actual creatures, guys. And they were found in this Wallowa Lake over there in Oregon, and these were freshwater giant crustaceans that were reported there by the early settlers of Oregon. And as a side note, on the Pacific coast, there are no true lobsters. I did not know that, but there are many species of large crabs. And I even remember as a young child going to Oregon. We went out crabbing off the coast of Oregon, and we did catch several very large crabs. But by reports, these freshwater crabs of Wallowa Lake were much larger in size. And whatever this particular species of crab, they might have gone extinct, or some say they may have migrated to another area, as there haven't been like recent sightings of these giant crabs. But we do have a picture. So we actually have an artist rendition of the Wallowa Lake Crustacean. And of course, whenever we show, any type of images or videos and stuff, it's definitely viewer discretion should be advised, because sometimes it's scary stuff. But here's an artist rendition of the Wallowa Lake Crustacean. And it is ridiculously huge there. Now, I think they were giant crabs, but I think this is just an exaggerated picture of it. I don't think they were anywhere close to that big. But just to show you, we have video of a giant crab, just to show you that these crabs, they can get very big, and there's every reason to believe that these stories of these giant freshwater giant freshwater, that's hard to say, giant freshwater crabs, that those were actual creatures. Because, if it was just some fabled creature, you'd still hear little stories here and there. But these settlers, they had no reason to make up these stories. I mean, any type of fish story, as you know, it gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. But believe me, there's giant crabs out there. So we actually have video, so let's go ahead and run that video. This is not from Wallowa Lake, but it is an example of how huge crabs can get. And this isn't even close to the world record size. All right, let's go ahead and roll that. Okay, so as you can see, that was a gigantic crab. and nowhere near the record size. So I definitely think that this was a real thing, and I think personally that they probably got fished out or just went extinct. I don't think they migrated somewhere else because I think you'd hear sightings in some other lake somewhere. But here's a part of the video where we look closer at the art and everything. We can see here, date of birth 1885. I believe that's when the Oregon was settled. GPS Wallowa Lake, Oregon. And the attack, of course, is Colossal Clamp. So that's very fitting. And the flavor text says, this fairly large crab's biggest weakness is melted butter. So very funny there for Menazoo. Hey, this is why I love Menazoo cards, because I probably saw this card several times and never thought twice about it. But I wanted to find out what in the world is a Wallowa Lake crustacean. And hey, there were some giant crabs that lived in this lake in Oregon. So there you have it. Really cool. I really did not know how big crabs really got until I did some research into this. Very cool. Love the story. Love hearing about all these cryptids in these different areas that in America. And as this series and this card game expands, we'll get some incredible creatures all around the world. I can't wait for that. So next time you're out in Oregon, out by some lake, and maybe you see something moving underwater a little bit, you definitely want to keep your eyes out.